the best books I have read this year. Let's go! The Yellow Wallpaper. This is one of the shortest books that I read in 2025. It's around 19 pages long. It's about a woman who gives birth and is put into isolation by her husband, who is a doctor. She's put on bed rest because this was a cure at one point in history. You can imagine the absolute horror you experience whilst reading this book of a woman who is literally trapped in between four walls with this yellow wallpaper that is driving her insane. An exceptional read, and I highly recommend that you pick this up. Monstrillo. It's about a woman who loses her son and she can't deal with the grief of having lost him, so she keeps a piece of his lung and grows it, and it becomes a monster. And it shows you how parents are willing to accept their children in any shape or form. Literally, in this instance, he's a monster, and it takes you on a journey of grief. And I really enjoyed reading that, even though I felt like the execution wasn't always great and the story didn't go where I was expecting it to go. I still do think it's a really good book. Next, we've got The Tunnel by Ernesto Sabato. I absolutely loved this book. It's about a man who becomes obsessed with a woman because he thinks she's the only person who understands him. I feel like some stream of conscious books don't hit as well as others, and this was one that definitely did. Next is Madonna in a Fur Coat. The reason why I've had to put an image here is because I gave away my physical copy and I do need to buy a fresh one because I absolutely love this. It's about a man who is lonely and falls in love with a woman and is struggling to give up the idea of this dynamic. I highly recommend it. I loved it. Next is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. This is also a book that I was really intimidated to pick up, a classic which I thought I would really struggle with, but I absolutely devoured it. I loved it. It's basically a book about a woman who marries a widower and moves into a mansion with him, and she is haunted by the presence of his ex-wife. Not literally haunted, but psychologically haunted. It's got the most sensational first line that I've ever read in a book, the most memorable one, and for anyone who's read it, you'll understand why. It says, "Last night I dreamt I went to Mandalay again." If you've not read Rebecca, I highly suggest that you add it to your list for 2026. Last but not least, Big Swiss. I didn't think this would make the list, but the reason why it did, because this was one of the most fun books that I've read. I tend to read a lot of serious books. It's not a deliberate choice, it just happens. But this surprised me. It does have serious undertones in there, but it's just a fun, light read, in my opinion. So these are the 13 books that made it to my top reads of 2025. Let me know what made your list. Did any of these make your list? If they did, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.